Hello, yeah, it's Monday again, so just a short one. This is nothing fancy or anything, just very delicious. You can see I've got 3 quarter legs here. So we're gonna prepare quarter legs with rice and a bit of veggies, but the video is just gonna be about the quarter legs. So you can see my ingredients is just the normal onion. I've got our guns blazing soft on a tongue, very nice sauce. I'm gonna use this today. So it's a mild chili chutney. And then you can see on the side here I've got a bunch of chicken skins that is basically a bit disgusting. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I got that. I cleaned these 2 quarter legs already, but you can see this one's got this part of skin just lying here. So what you do is you're just gonna take your knife and you're gonna cut that off. You don't want to put that part of your dish, so that is that. So I'm gonna throw that away, not gonna use that at all. So then the next thing that we're gonna do is very specific to this recipe. Let me just cut this piece off as well. So for this recipe, what we're going to do that is basically what it's all about, and what's making this interesting is you're going to take this chicken and you're going to cut it, hold it nicely, and you're going to cut lines into it. You can see there, centimeter apart through the skin, nice line through the whole thigh there, coming up to the drumstick, and we're just going to cut lines on the chicken right through. This one is not decent, we're just gonna do that again. So hold it properly, use a sharp knife. My knife is nice and sharp, so you just want to do that. Now what's gonna happen, I'm gonna rub our soft on the tongue onto the chicken, and that's gonna go into that little lines. Okay, but we're not gonna do that from the start. There's a whole process we're going through, but let me do the other 2 quickly as well. You can see I cut my quarter legs nicely, centimeters cuts apart into the meat. You can see it's going into the meat. It's not only on the surface, to the bone, into the meat, centimeters apart. That's what you want to do. So I did that. Now what's very important when you cook or put the chicken in the oven, you want to take an onion and you want to cut it, and you want to put it on the bottom of your tray. And you don't want it to be too big, because if you do like a rice, this adds a lot of flavor. The chicken is gonna basically cook on top of the onion, so the onion is giving the chicken a lot of flavor. And then of course all your spices and stuff is going into the onion again. So if you do rice, you can use that as a gravy. It always tastes nice. So that's why I have the onion here, and also it absorbs a lot of your oil. So if you don't want to use the onions, you can use it as the filtering system to get rid of your oil, and you can just of course just throw it away if you want to, but we're going to use it as a gravy. We're not scared of a little bit of fat. We love it. We're in South Africa. We like our fat and our juices always with meals. That's enough. 1 full onion on the tray. So what we're gonna do is, I have a pan in the back here that we're gonna use, and just we're gonna seal off our quarter legs just quickly with that. So I have the pan here, there is busy heating up. So we're gonna seal off the quarter legs, then we're gonna rub it with our soft on the tongue. So let us just wait for the oil to heat up again, and then we'll be with you. So there's our oil preheated, so I'm going to place my quarter legs inside. I'm just going to seal it off. I'm not going to cook it in the oil, I'm just going to seal it off. So quick 2 minutes thing. I'm just going to seal it off, move it around. It's a non-stick pan, so that's helping a lot. I'm just going to seal it off quickly. 1 minute at its side. You flip it quickly. So I'm just going to do this until I'm satisfied that it's sealed off, and then I'll show you what it looks like if it's done. So there you can see It's just starting to go brown. It's still raw to the bone. So we're just sealing it off, taking it out, just let it drip there for a bit and cool down so I can work with it again. So it's not cooked, it's just sealed off. Nothing more, nothing less. You can see it's still raw inside. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Not cooked, just sealed off on the outside. So you can see our quarter legs. There's a bit of color, but it's still raw. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna open my softener tongue. I'm gonna move over to my bowl, and I'm just gonna cover this with our sauce. I'm gonna rub it in there all over. All over. I'm going to place it in our oven dish. There we go. I'm going to do that with all of them. As you can see, there's our 3/4 legs fully covered with our sauce. We're using a softener tongue, just as a reminder. I did fill in all the gaps of the sauce that you cut in previously. Now I'm going to place this into the oven just as it is on 150 for 1 hour. Okay, so there we go. It's been an hour in the oven. Look at the nice colors, fully cooked, nice and juicy. Look at our sauces here. Remember, I didn't add any water. This is all out of the chicken. Went into our onions, so that's going to make a perfect gravy for our rice. Look at the colors. This is perfect. And remember, we only used our guns blazing. We only used our guns blazing softener tongue to do this chicken. It's all that we used. It's all that you need. Perfectly cooked. This is quarter legs. One of the best recipes you can think of. You can also use our barbecue sauce. You can do the same. And you also can use our smoked peri-peri. This is perfect, guys. Have a nice evening.